So, hello everyone. Is there anyone? Am I audible? Please comment. So, let's wait for some more people to join. Okay, so more people are joining. So let's start our session. So I am Divyansh, a student of class 10th A, City International School, and the topic for our today's session is the human eye. So the human eye is one of the most valuable and sensitive sense organ. It enables us to see the wonderful and colorful world around us. The eyeball is approximately spherical and the diameter of the eyeball is about 2.3 centimeter. So in this session, I'll be covering 5 major subtopics, and they are the parts of human eye, the defects of human eye and their correction, the functioning of human eye, the power of accommodation, and persistence of vision. So let's start this session with our first topic, the parts of human eyes. So the human eye has many parts. The first part of human eye is the cornea. The cornea is the outermost part of the human eye. It acts as an entrance for light and it protects our eye from external damage, and it is a thin membrane and forms a transparent bulge on the front surface of the eyeball. Cornea contributes to 65 to 75% of focusing, and it bends the incoming light onto the lens. Now, the second part of eye is aqueous humor. Aqueous humor is a fluid present between the cornea and the lens, and as the word means, aqueous means watery. It looks like water and it helps the eye meet its proper function. Now, the next part is iris. Iris is a dark colored muscular diaphragm with a small circular opening in the middle. It regulates the amount of light entering the eye by adjusting the size of the pupil. Now, the next part is the pupil. The pupil is the central circular aperture of iris. Its size increases or decreases depending upon the intensity of incident light. Now, the next part of the eye is lens. After passing through pupil, the light passes through lens. Eye lens is made up of fibrous jelly-like material. It is a convex lens of variable focal length and it refracts light for the formation of the image on the retina. Now, next part of eye is ciliary muscle. Ciliary muscle is a muscle which is attached to the lens. It helps the lens to change the size and focal length so that we can see different objects at different distances. Now the next part of eye is vitreous humor. Vitreous humor is just like aqueous humor. It's also a fluid. It's present between the lens and the retina, and vitreous humor plays a vital role in protecting our eyes and it helps the eye hold its shape. Now the next part is the retina. Retina is a layer of tissue that lines the back of the eye. It acts as a screen and it is made up of two main detectors. They are rods and cones. Rod detects dim light and cone detects bright light, and they are responsible for the detection of colors. Now, when the light fall on retina, the light sensitive cells get activated and they turn the light into neural signals. Now I have a question. Can anyone tell me how the neural signal reaches to the brain? Still waiting for the answers? I repeat my question, how the neural signal reaches the brain? Yes, so here is our first answer by Vivek. It reaches to the brain by optic nerve. So optic nerve is a bundle of nerves present in our eyes, and they are a part of our central nervous system, and they take those signals to the brain, and then brain processes the information, and then we are able to see the object. Now let us move on to our next part, which is functioning of eye. Now the light enters the eye via pupil, and when the intensity of light is more, the iris decreases the size of the pupil to protect it from overexposure of light. And when the intensity of light is very less, then the iris increases the size of the pupil so that we can see the object clearly. Now let me explain you this. So you all might have observed, whenever you go out in a bright sunny day and after some time you come back to your dark room, then you are unable to see anything for few minutes. So can anyone tell me why this happens? Waiting for the answers. Why are we unable to see anything when we come from a bright sunny day into a dark room? My question is that when we come from a bright sunny day into a dark room, why are we unable to see anything for few minutes? Still waiting for the answers. I can't see answers. Okay, so I can't see answers. You might be replying. So let me tell you the answer. The reason is, when we are in a bright sunny day, then the iris decreases the size of the pupil to protect our eyes from overexposure of light. And then when we come back to the dark room, the iris takes a little time to increase the size of the pupil. That's why we are not able to see anything for few minutes. Now, as I was telling that the light passes through the pupil. After this, the light passes through the lens converges the light, and the light falls on the retina. The light sensitive cells get activated. They convert the light into electrical signals. Then the electrical signals are taken by optic nerve to the brain. The brain processes the information, and we are able to see the things. Now, our next subtopic is the power of accommodation. Now, what is power of accommodation? So, the ability of eye to change its power to accommodate the near and the far off distance on the retina is known as power of accommodation. It means if we need to see anything far from our eyes and anything near to our eyes, then the eye lens can change its size and focal length so that we can see the object clearly. Now let me tell you how this happens. when we need to see anything which is far from our eyes. The ciliary muscle relaxes, the focal length of the eye lens increases, and we are able to see that object clearly. And when we need to see anything which is near to our eyes, then the ciliary muscle contracts and the focal length decreases and we are able to see it clearly. Now, what is near point and far point? Near point is the minimum distance till which a human eye can see, and far point is the maximum distance till which a human eye can see. It means near point is the distance for which the lens can make an image on the retina, and far point is the maximum distance for which the lens can make an image on the retina. So I have one more question for you all, and the question is, can anyone tell me what is the near point and the far point for a normal human eye? So let's wait for the answers. Okay, so I am not able to see the answers. That might be a network issue. So let me tell you, the near point for a normal eye is 25 centimeter. Harsh has given the answer now, so he is right. The near point for the eye is 25 centimeter and far point for the eye is infinity. So now let's move on to our next topic. The next topic for our session is the defects of eye and their correction. So when the power of accommodation of eye decreases, few defects arise in our eye. There are three main defects: myopia, hypermetropia and presbyopia. So let's discuss about them. The first is myopia. When it occurs, the person is able to see things which are near to his eyes, but he is not able to see things which are far from his eyes. It means his far point decreases, and in this case the image is formed before the retina, and this can be cured using a concave lens. By using a concave lens, the lens diverges the rays and the rays again form on retina. Now, why this problem arises? There are two main reasons. The first reason is elongation of eyeball, and the second reason is excessive curvature of eye lens. Now, let us move on to our next defect, and that is hypermetropia. When hypermetropia occurs, the person is able to see things which are far from his eyes, but he is not able to see the things clearly which are near to his eyes. In this case, the image is formed beyond the retina, and this can be cured using a convex lens. When we use a convex lens, it converges the rays and the rays again fall on the retina and the problem is corrected. And this also occurs to two main reasons. Number one, the focal length of the eye lens is too large, or the size of the eyeball is too small. Now, what is presbyopia? The power of accommodation decreases with aging, and in most of the cases the person are not able to see the objects which are near to their eyes, and when it happens with aging, then it is known as presbyopia. And this also happens due to two main reasons. The first reason is that the weakening of the ciliary muscle, and the second reason is diminishing flexibility of the eye lens. Now, the last subtopic of our today's session is perceptive of vision. In this, when we see anything, the image of that object is formed on our retina for 0.0625 seconds, and this is known as persistence of vision. So thank you everyone for joining my today's live session, and I'll like to express my gratitude towards my school that they give me a chance to come live on this session. Thank you everyone.